Solana kind of worth supposition 2022 to 2023 Solana cost certainly begun in 2022 at 17,238, sort of contrary to for the most part predominant reasoning, or so they by and large thought today Solana exchanged at 3266, so the cost diminished by 81 from the very start of the year, which kind of most certainly is really immense. The evaluated Solana cost near the fruition of 2022, really for the most part is 5470, and the year-to-year change 68, which for the most part is very huge. The move from today to year-end 67, in a sort of kind of enormous manner, which certainly is very critical. In the kind of principal piece of 2023, the Solana cost will move to 6329. In the truly last part, the cost would generally certainly add 1413 and explicitly close the year at 7742, which from a genuine perspective for the most part is 137 to the constant cost in a subtle way, or so they basically thought the figure for some especially other time close to days and months. Wednesday Jul 1332.79, Thursday Jul 1432.92, Friday Jul 1533.04, Saturday Jul 1633.17, Sunday Jul 1733.30, Monday Jul 1833.43, Tuesday Jul 1933.56, Wednesday Jul 2033.69, August 1537.02, September 1540.99, October 1544.83, November 1548.81, December 1552.65. Solana supposition 2024 to 2028. These 5 years would especially generally bring a colossal increase. Solana cost would kind of move from 7742 to 21,941, which basically is up 183 or so. They for the most part fundamentally thought Solana will essentially by and large beginning 2024 at 7742, then unquestionably take off to 8758 inside the genuinely initial a half year of the year, and generally for the most part finish 2024 at 10,334 or so. They actually fundamentally thought that proposes 216 from today, which sort of is very critical. Solana gauge 2029 to 2033. In this period, the Solana cost would move from 21,941 to 22,795, which in a very genuine sense is for incredibly, in a sort of enormous manner. Solana will basically begin 2029 at 21,941, then at that point unequivocally sort of take off to 22,112 inside the principal part of the year and finish 2029 at 23,439. Unbelievably, it in each really down-to-earth sense, especially is about 618 from today. Solana worth guess 2022 to 2023 Solana cost sort of begun in 2022 at 17,238, contrary to standard reasoning in a very significant manner. Today Solana exchanged at 2856, so the cost diminished by 83 from the real kind of start of the year in a kind of critical way. Incredibly, the normal Solana cost explicitly near the finishing of 2022 most certainly is 3367, and the year-to-year change 80, essentially disregarding extremely common reasoning, which really is genuinely huge, the ascending from today to year-end 18, which unquestionably really is exceptionally gigantic in 2022. We want to in a general sense, see 3926 per 1. Solana in a subtle way in the truly fundamental piece of 2023, the Solana cost will move to 3727 in each truly functional sense. Last part the cost would explicitly generally lose 557, and in a truly genuine sense for the most part close the year at 3170, which for the most part is 11 to the non-stop cost in an unpretentious way, which is very critical. Solana supposition 2024 to 2028. These 5 years would generally sort of bring a massive expansion. Solana cost would buy and genuinely huge move from 3170 to 6980, which truly is up 120 in a basically critical way in an unobtrusive manner. Solana will begin 2024 at 3170. Then at that point genuinely especially, take off to 3741 inside the inside and out. That truly matters starting a half year of the year and finish 2024 at 4302 in a generally colossal way that recommends 51 from today in a kind of essentially enormous way. Solana guess 2029 to 2033 in this period, the Solana cost would move from 69.80 to 77.52, which explicitly is 11 in a huge manner, which sort of is very critical. Solana will particularly truly begin 2029 at 69.80. Then dip to 73.99 inside the truly head half of the year, and for the most part finish 2029 at 67.48 in each down-to-earth sense. Contrary to common reasoning in a very significant manner, it basically truly is about 136 from today. In a significant manner 0.60120222 Solana worth figure 2022 to 2023 Solana cost for the most part begun in 2022 at 17,238 in a huge way or so they sort of thought today Solana exchanged at 44.44, so the cost basically diminished by 74 from the earliest starting point of the year in a subtle way which is genuinely critical. The gauge Solana cost around the fulfillment of 2022 kind of explicitly is 53.11 and the year-to-year change 69, sort of rather than standard reasoning, which by and large is very critical. The move from today to year-end 20 or so they really thought in a very significant manner in 2022. We want to in light of everything truly see 61.92 per 1 Solana in a very critical way in an all things considered large way in the genuinely key piece of 2023. The Solana cost will move to 58.79 in every practical sense last part the cost would fundamentally lose 878 and basically generally close the year at 5,001, which in a real sense is 13 to the persistent cost which genuinely truly is exceptionally tremendous, kind of in spite of prevalent thinking. Solana guess 2024 to 2028 these 5 years would in a real sense bring an immense expansion. Solana cost would in each useful sense move from 5,001 to 11,010. Which by and in every way that really matters enormous, generally is up 120, which in a real sense is truly basic, which certainly is genuinely huge. Solana will by and large, beginning 2024 at 5,001, then sort of take off to 59.01, inside the sort of starting a half year of the year, and in a very genuine sense in every way that really matters, finish 2024 at 67.86, which fundamentally most certainly is exceptionally colossal or so they sort of thought. That recommends 53 from today in a particularly colossal way or so they essentially thought. Solana figure 2029 to 2033 in this period, the Solana cost would in every practical sense ascend from 11,010 to 12,228. Which generally especially is 11, sort of rather than by, and large common reasoning which generally is very critical. Solana will generally sort of start 2029 at 11,010, then at that point dip to 11,671, inside the kind of exceptionally fundamental piece of the year, and generally really finish 2020